like when we were in high school, one of my guys, Robert Allen, he used to buy No Limit every week. That's how I knew what was going on, because I'd see what he bought every Tuesday or Thursday, whatever the day was. He'd buy it, we flip it over on the back and see what's coming up next.
You can't really call No Limit and Cash Money underground, though.
I think No Limit.
At the beginning,
their movement.
So check this out.
Underground.
My first intro to Cash Money specifically was Juvenile's Ha. Right?
Mine as well.
And when I went and got that album, 400 Degrees, which is a
Great
really
album.
fucking good album.
Facts.
I then, started doing my research or whatever, and I was like, holy shit, like, all these dudes that are part of this group, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, BG especially, and Wayne, who was super young at the time.
Turk.
And Turk, like, but BG had put 6 albums out.
Yeah,
by
yeah,
that time.
for that.
Yeah.
And, like, the Hot Boys had put out projects, and, like,
If they had Let It Burn was out before that.
I was like,
No,
man,
Let It Burn, that came out after the first Hot Boys. That's actually broke after they'd broken up.
What was the one that was right before the first Hot Boy?
Was it? I know what you're talking about, because I remember Wayne had the little.
Is it Give It To Him Raw? No, that's
Soulja
Soulja
Slim.
Slim. But they had another one that came out before that.
And what I was saying before about, like, the majority of those guys not being that great, like, that's not a put down to either of those labels. I mean, like, No Limit, like, C Murder was dope. Mac was really dope.
Mystical was dope.
Mystical.
But Mystical had
Soulja Slim, rest in
that.
peace.
Yeah,
Like,
True.
And they all had,
who fucked with everybody and
Yeah.
kind of ended up doing his own thing with Cutthroat Committee and, like, yeah.
but the reason why I brought all of them up is because they all had their own particular sound and style, you know what I'm saying, individually.
100%.
There wasn't anybody that was necessarily trying to rap like this person or this person.
Right.
And they became the ones that were influential for the following generation.
Like, to me, when you talk about No Limit, you talk about Cash Money, like, there's no way that you can say they did not influence.
Oh, no. There's
Like,
no way.
To me, you can't tell hip-hop's story without them.
You still hear
There's
their
no way you
influence
can-
today.
Oh,
Thank
man. I'll
you.
tell you guys what, this is actually a really good conversation because I'm reading a biography about Pimp C right now.
Shout out to
And,
rest in peace, Pimp C.
Absolutely. And it's interesting to hear about some of the people that they would connect with, especially in the South back in, like, the early to mid 90s or whatever, before they all got popular. Like,
Facts.
they knew Gangsta Nip. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
like, before Cash Money and No Limit, you had Rap A Lot,
Yeah.
which really kind of kicked it off for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting, man. I think what we're all talking about, because everybody we've talked about so far in that vein has been from the South. You know what I mean?
100%.
So there seems to be a different, for the most part at least, just, in the history of it, culture of, like, support
Yeah.
down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
And it benefited and blossomed into them becoming more well-known artists throughout the country.
Because if you think about it, when we talk about No Limit, right? We all were privy to, aware when they came out. Like, when I talked about the underground vibe, it was just from the standpoint of, if you went to, we had Karma Records and Anderson, so we go, you had a singles or
Get
a
your
Sam,
incense.
yeah, Music Land, whatever. You get your 𝗏𝗏, I'm talking about, get all that. But they had certain albums that would come out where I'd see those and I'd be like, okay, I know those are supposed to be there. But the No Limit joints were, to me, they were a limited quantity. It was like, all right, I got to find these. So my guy that I was telling you about, he would always have them. So I always looked at them as underground until a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Like when Ice Cream Man came out.
Hey, if you think about who all had visuals or videos out, the only people that had videos was Master P,
Yep.
Silk, Mia X,
Okay.
C Murder, Mystical.
So what was your first No Limit memory, honestly?
Make him say,
That was for you? Make
Really?
him say on Ghetto Dope?
That's.
Okay.
I mean, not even Ghetto Dope.
My
That's the first thing that I remember from them.
Mine is the true double disc.
Mine was when they did their tribute song to Tupac, and I think they had that album like Down South Riders, because I had
Down South Hustlers. Yeah.
I remember I had a homie when I was at SIU Carbondale. Like, he was from Memphis, so he was up on South music way before everyone else. So he would bring. So I heard some of that stuff as far back as '95.
What's your first?
Yeah,
No Limit
mine.
memory?
I would have to say it was West Coast Bad West Coast.
West Coast bad. That's
Yeah.
right.
So, and it had like a chick turned around. You could see her ass. There was like
Yeah.
a
Of course.
Yep.
Bars and Vogues Rim.
Yep.
That, and I would probably say the Ghetto's Trying to Kill Me.
Really? That's a pretty early one. That's
Yeah.
one of his first albums. I think it might be his second album.
I think
Yeah.
it was Ice Cream Man on
Ice
that?
Cream Man was like
Yeah.
no, Ice Cream Man was his third album.
Yeah, that wasn't on there. It
I
was
believe third or fourth.
There's a lot of people in the neighborhood bumping that shit heavy early. You know what I'm saying? Because
But what year was Mr. Ice Cream Man?
that was
97?
96.
96.
Look at
The
it.
first song I kind of really liked. I remember I was with my cousins and there was a song off the Rhyme and Reason soundtrack.
Yep.
And
I have that on vinyl at home, man.
and
That's classic.
The song we liked, there was a Dog Pound song with Mac 10 we liked, but the B-side was Is There a Heaven for a Gangster?
Yep.
And that was a song I wound up liking that song a lot.
That's also a
96
documentary.
was the Ice Cream Man.
96.
So that makes sense to
Culture.
why I thought they were mainstream, though. If I didn't
If you heard
listen-
Make 'Em Say
I think the first, it was probably 97 or 98. when I
Ice Cream
first
Man
heard
was
them.
96, so Ghetto Dope would have been
Make 'Em Say
Ghetto
No
Dope
was a
came out
mainstream.
97.
Was a
No,
mainstream.
that was I remember
song.
that was 98. 97,
98.
Would you guys
so
agree with that?
I would
What's that?
agree.
Make 'Em Say was a mainstream
Huge
song.
Yeah,
I
it was
would
a
agree.
huge record.
But by the time that they were around, I was a sophomore in high school, I think, freshman or sophomore. So it was 97, 98. I didn't have any problem finding their music anywhere.
Yeah.
See, if
That's
I,
why I was like, okay.
I'm not mad at that. That actually makes
By that
sense.
time it was everywhere.
Yeah, but for me, the memory would be the Ice Cream Man, only because my cousin, shout out to my cousin Shay, I remember her vividly being in the hallway, and I was strapped in, super Wu-Tang backpack. I don't want to hear nothing else. And I remember her walking by me like, "Man, you sleep on the Ice Cream Man." I was like, "What the fuck? Who is that?" She's like, "Man, Master P. I'm telling you, they cold. So I listened to the Ice Cream Man. I heard the Ice Cream Man, the truck come on, the noise come on, the beginning or whatever sound for the truck. I was like, okay, this is whack. And as I continued
Mike
to
was
listen,
an old head, 96.
100%. I wasn't going. But as I continued to listen, I was like, all right, I can fool with this. And then as they started dropping more albums, I was like, okay, these dudes going to be around for a while.
Yeah, Hustle Hand was cold, man. And they have Naptown ties. Dope Fiend Willie is from Indianapolis.
There you go.
Their management, Lucky Smith, is from Indianapolis.
There you go.
They were a staple here early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we went to No Limit High School, so
100%.
I think everybody in Indianapolis either went to No Limit High School or 3-6 Mafia High School.
we definitely went
You
to No
definitely
Limit.
went to 3-6 Mafia High School.
And some No Limit High Schools.
Yeah,
So,
Pike was heavy with 3-6 Mafia. Warren was kind of a toss up between No Limit and 3-6 Mafia.
Anderson, we was 100% No Limit.
Warren, did you guys go to Brother Lynch High School there?
No,
What was Brother Lynch High School?
I don't know who had Brother Lynch High School.
nah.
Lawrence Central.